Nikanashka Nimitspowa. Hello, I'm Julian Katari, and in this video, I'm going to talk about sexual healing and urgent practice. This is going to be a brief video about the importance of sexual healing, what it is, and especially from a shamanic native point of view. So, let's begin. Why is sexual healing so important? And this is a fundamental question which will help us solve all of the problems in the world. Now, we've been educated to really not believe in such a thing, to not make the necessary connections. Um, if you may know, a genius, a person that is thought to be very smart, is somebody that can make connections with things that are apparently unconnected, okay? So we are going to be geniuses here. We have to be geniuses, and we have to become a genius in order to solve the many problems that we have in the world. So sexual healing is a very important issue which affects the whole world. So this is not just about yourself. It's not just about you or him or somebody else or just a specific person. It's really about the whole world. If we heal ourselves, we are going to also heal the world. And that's why this is so important and so pertinent. Not just because it's going to be good for you and good for anyone that tries and succeeds in healing sexually, but it's going to be good for the whole world because it is one of the main issues that is affecting the world. Is one of the main issues that is affecting people around the world, and which doesn't allow them to transcend their problems, doesn't allow them to see beyond the many issues, and which keeps them in a low state of vibration. Okay, we can let me put an example. For example, we know naturally that the one of the main issues in the world are people like that are voting for Donald Trump. This is, you might know, this is an issue, right? Why? Because we are facing a climate crisis, and if and this is the last thing we need, people that do not just really don't care about anything, about any facts, about just any, they don't have any type of consciousness or conscious. And and why is this? Well, these people are very hurt inside, okay? It's kind of easy to say, oh, they're ugly people, they're bad people, let's we should, get rid of them. You can't get rid of them. um, the only thing you can really do is try and heal, okay? And so this is why it's so pertinent, sexual healing, for global issues like climate change. Because if we're able to heal ourselves, and this includes sexual healing, then we are going to be able to go beyond this feelings of hardship amongst ourselves, and this type of fanatism that brings us to this discrimination, to bad feelings and bad thoughts, and which then takes us to buy weapons and to want to kill other people, okay? So that's what can change through healing and through sexual healing, okay? So I'm gonna be doing a series of videos. This is not the only video. This is just really the introduction, where I'm telling you about sexual healing, why it's so important, what are its reaches. What am I really trying to do? I'm not really trying to get just customers, or get people to take consultations with me. I'm not just trying to publish videos. I'm not a bored person. I'm trying to heal the world, and not just me. There are many people doing this. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself and why I do this, okay? So this is coming from, I am Julian Katari, as I said in the beginning. I am the creator of Native Journey, which is a project that seeks to teach native sacred wisdom to the world. This is, if you want to call it shamanism, if you want to call it ancestral wisdom. So what I seek is to have this information and this healing reach the world through native journey. And I do that because also one of the reasons is that I speak English. I speak good English. So I want to use the tools I have in my possessions. One of them is the language. Okay. I am a practitioner of ancestral wisdom. I've been walking the path of native wisdom for around 20 years now, since I was 16. Well, it's actually it's going to be 22 years now that I've been walking this path. I've learned many things. I've lived with many different native people, native nations, and places in nature around North and Central America. I represent the union of the hearts of the eagle and the condor, which is the union of the cultural, energetic, and spiritual hearts of North and South America. So I have many missions, many projects, and I hope you reach out and you come close and you see what they're about. But I want to give a little introduction why I'm going to be working specifically with sexuality. Okay, well, this is because in my Mexica native chart, we have in Mexica, in the Toltec, Mexica, Aztec, if you want to call it, culture. We have something called the Tonalpohualli, which is in the Tonalamatl, which is kind of like a birth chart, okay, where you get signs and you get gods, okay, you are helped by different energies and gods. And one of the energies that accompanies me and that helps me is Tlazolteotl, which is the goddess of love and sexuality, okay? So I've been studying from her since I know that she is the goddess that corresponds to me, that walks with me, and this has been quite a long time, and that's why I've chosen to specialize in this very complex and very hard subject, which is sexuality. Sexuality is very hard to try and talk about. People are it's a very controversial subject. It's not an easy thing. I imagine all the comments once the videos get going and I start getting specific on specific things. I know that I'm gonna get a lot of hard comments because it's a very controversial subject. So please bear with me. But then this is what I really specialize in, and this is what I really want to get going. This type of information and this type of healing. Okay, so I've mentioned why it's so important. Now the how, that's going to be a subject for the different videos that I'm going to be publishing, where I'm going to get specific on specific subjects, and always your feedback is going to be utterly important so that I can really guide myself through your questions. I can make many questions myself, or I can begin with many different specific subjects, but it's really going to be up to you, or you're going to play an important role in what I'm going to be talking about next. So please comment and please subscribe. It's going to be very helpful to get this going. This is a very very grassroots project. This is imagine a shaman, a native practitioner. We are not, we don't have a lot of money. We're not into money. We're not investors. This is not a company. This is authentic native wisdom that is coming through you. So if you see audio issues, if you see technical issues, that's because that's what's going on. Obviously, this is going to be getting better as we get better, and the more you support me, obviously the better I'm going to get in this video. Okay, so the language, I'm gonna finish this with the language I'm gonna be using throughout the videos and throughout sexual healing. Now you probably would expect something very academic, right? Something very technical, something very with a very technical language. I don't want to do that, and there's a very good reason for this. Okay, I want to mention a sociologist, a Bolivian sociologist, which I think is one of the great minds in the world right now, Silvia Rivera, and she says that we have to produce knowledge from our daily lives, from the experience. Okay, we've gotten very used to this in this modern world to only hear the experts, right? Only hear the academics, only hear people that are in schools or that are scientists or whatever. And the thing is that this knowledge is limited. And look at the world today. Today, many of the sciences haven't been really able to guide us in many things. Okay, and if we want to approach a more holistic, a more integral, a more wholesome knowledge and wisdom, we have to approach shamans. We have to approach native people, and native people are not in school. They are not using technical language. They're going to be speaking in a very humble way. Okay, I'm trying to level it out. I'm trying to, you know, bring it to English, bring it into a more dynamic type of information and video. But still, this type of wisdom comes from a very humble, from a very slow paced, from a very sensitive world, a very sensitive people. Okay, so that is the language that I'm going to be using. I'm going to bring it down into more common words. I'm not going to be very technical, and I'm not going to support myself on modern science. It might complement some of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you, but it's not going to be the premise. Okay, the premise is not science. Science is not the whole truth. We need to give space for shamanic teaching, for native wisdom, and this is the space for so I hope you join me in the next videos, where I will be beginning with specific details about sexual healing. Please follow me.